Hey everyone, welcome back to another online IELTS lesson. As you can see on your screen, today's lesson will be on writing task 2. We're going to talk about the structure of an essay today. We are going to look at sample essay written for one of the types of questions. We'll go over each part, we'll break down the parts and learn how to put your sentences in order in each part of your essay. So if you're ready, let's begin. Writing task 2, essay structure. So as you all know, our essay consists of mainly 3 parts, which are introduction, body, and conclusion. For the introduction part, we normally write 3 to 4 sentences. Body paragraphs could be from 2 to 4. For the conclusion, we normally write 2 to 4 sentences. Now let's talk about the introduction part of our essay. The purpose of the introduction is to let the reader know, and our introduction usually contains the topic, the extra sentence to support the topic. This is an optional. Next, the aspect of the topic being dealt with, and the stand, your stand or your attitude taken to the topic. The basic introduction paragraph has 4 sentences, as we've seen earlier. So here is the breakdown of the sentences. First, background sentence. Next, we'll have detailed background sentence. Next comes the thesis, and last one is the outline of the introduction part. This is an example question, IELTS writing task 2 question. Let's take a look at this. Technology is becoming increasingly prevalent in the world today. Given time, technology will completely replace the teacher in the classroom. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? So, as we've seen earlier, first we'll start with a general statement in the introduction part. For the general statement, it's better to paraphrase the information given in the question. So as you can see here in our general statement, we try to paraphrase the topic, the information given in the question. In today's world, the use of technology is ever increasing. Next, detailed background sentence. So here is our detailed background sentence to this example question. Even in classrooms, technology can be commonly seen. Next comes the thesis. Thesis is a direct response to the essay question. It is disagreed that technology will completely replace the teacher in the classroom. So as you can see here, we chose the chose one side of the question, so we chose one side to answer the question. We can choose either side, or we can also be neutral to the question. Next comes the outline. As you know, your outline tells the examiner what points you're going to discuss in the body paragraph. So here is our outline for the question. So here still we have the question here. Analyzing both the inability of a technology-driven teacher to discipline students in a classroom, as well as this robotic teacher's hindrance to a student's learning process, will show this. So here, this is an outline sentence of our essay. This is another example IELTS writing task 2 question. Let's take a look at these. Many modern children spend too much time sitting in front of a television screen. This is extremely harmful to their development. Therefore, parents should strictly limit the time that children spend in this way. Do you agree? Here's our general statement. As you can see, it's been paraphrased as well. Television is so common now that it is hard to imagine life without it. Thesis. However, as many people have pointed out, most children spend too much time in front of the screen. So, in this example sentence, in this our answer to the question, you can see there are not many parts here. It only contains general statement and thesis. So this is how we chose to write the introduction part for this question this time, and it contains only 2 sentences. This is a notice. I'd like you to keep this in mind, that the second statement of your introduction often contains the word but or however, to show that you're going to say something new or different. For example, if the first sentence is many people will complain that children spend a great proportion of their lives watching television, then the second statement would be more likely to present the opposite view. For example, this may be true in some cases, but it is certainly not common enough to be a serious problem. So another thing that you need to keep in mind, it is, however, not always the case that the second statement contains but or however. It may also support and strengthen the first statement. So here's an example. Television has become so much of a part of our lives that many people do not realize how many hours they actually spend watching it. In fact, it has been pointed out that most children, so here for this, from the second sentence, we can see that this one is going to support our first sentence. There is no opposite view here. It has been pointed out that most children watch far more television than is good for them. Next, we're going to talk about the body paragraph. So this is the body for the question we've seen earlier. We're going to continue to talk about the essay that we've seen earlier, which was about technology. First off, let's take a look at these paragraphs of the body. A body paragraph is made up of 4 sentences. First one has to be this topic sentence. Sentence 2 is an example. Sentence 4 is the discussion, and last sentence in your paragraph is the conclusion. So we still have this question. This is the introduction we've just made. You can take a look at these ones again. Next comes the body paragraph. For the body, this is the topic sentence, the first sentence of the body paragraph. Firstly, a teacher powered by artificial intelligence would have little to no control over its students. Now, in the next sentence, we're going to support this topic or this view of ours with our example. For example, it's commonly understood that children require the watchful eye of a teacher to ensure that they are indeed completing their classwork and not fooling around during class time. Now we must link this example sentence to our topic sentence. We need a sentence that shows why this example proves our topic. So, and we do this with our discussion sentence here. Unfortunately, this is something that a robotic teacher simply cannot provide. We're now almost finished. The last sentence in our supporting paragraph is the conclusion sentence. This sentence is very important as it has to link the topic and argument presented in the supporting paragraph back to the thesis. So our conclusion sentence here would be something like, thus, this makes it clear why technology will never completely replace the teacher in the classroom. So as you've noticed, this statement has the same opinion as our thesis. Now let's put the sentence of our supporting paragraph together. So here you can see the full body paragraph. Firstly, a teacher powered by artificial intelligence will have little to no control over its students. For example, it's commonly understood that children require the watchful eye of a teacher to ensure that they are indeed completing their classwork or not fooling around during class time. Unfortunately, this is something that a robotic teacher simply cannot provide. Thus, this makes it clear why technology will never completely replace the teacher in the classroom. Next is the conclusion part. For the conclusion part, we don't have the sample, but I'd like to teach you some important things about the conclusion. The conclusion is the last paragraph of our essay, and the conclusion does three things. Now let's take a closer look at these important notes about the conclusion. Conclusion signals the end of the essay. It summarizes the main points or restates the thesis in different words. It leaves the reader with the writer's thought on the subject. A conclusion, however, should not bring up a new topic. These are the things that you have to keep in mind. Parts of the conclusion: summary, restatement of the thesis, prediction or recommendation, based on the type of the question, types of the essay question. Conclusion transition signals. The first sentence in a conclusion usually begins with a conclusion transition signal, such as in brief, in conclusion, in summary, in short, to sum up, or etc. And that's all for today. I hope the things I've taught you today about the structure of an essay was useful. As I said earlier, I don't have the conclusion sample answer for the essay. If you want, you can try to write your own conclusion for today's question. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.